the money to do it?
Well, it's my opinion that OPEC once again took a preemptive measure in order to support oil prices. When we see oil prices dropping down to $65 to $70 a barrel, which is well below the break-even domestic budget type numbers that they need for their spending programs, we see OPEC Plus taking action. I think that the SPR release, as well as Jennifer Granholm's statements that it is unlikely to refill the SPR, is really a sideline to the main issue, which is how to preserve revenue in a time when these countries need more money.
Indeed. And so do you think that OPEC would continue with such surprise moves down the road if there is a sense that demand is not picking up as much as it expected it to? Because remember, Andy, we were having this conversation about the IEA projecting a major supply deficit in the second half of this year, which would have brought down prices. But you believe that the reverse is happening right now because of the unimpressive reopen in China?
Well, I think that's certainly part of it, because just a few weeks ago, OPEC Plus themselves in their monthly report said that they expected oil demand to grow by 2.3 million barrels a day. So the move that they took on Sunday is really in contradiction to their optimistic forecast of demand growth, which means that perhaps they're not seeing the demand materialize in China as China reopens their economy.
But my question particularly is what happens next? So they have obviously, the OPEC members led by Saudi Arabia have cut output right now. Russia has done the same. Do we expect another cut to follow if the demand environment weakens, doesn't pick up in the second half as expected? Or this is it for the year?
I would expect so. I would point out a couple of things here. Back in October is when OPEC Plus agreed to reduce their production quotas by 2 million barrels a day, but in practice, they only reduced their production by about half of that. So this voluntary production cut is kind of making up for that shortfall that they didn't implement before. And once again, that October agreement was going to run through the end of this year. This new statement on Sunday says it's going to run through the end of this year. So I would certainly not be surprised that in the future, if demand does not pan out, we'll see another agreement to run through the end of the year as OPEC continues to shift its production quotas to maintain some price stability.